It's
Hey
another
there.
12 frames per second. Hello. This is Library Hunt. I'm Kraken. I'm playing Craigory.
And hey there, I am Morskijez, but you're free to call me Morski or Morks, thanks to him. And I'll be playing as Hugh,
Oh, I
who
didn't
is
notice
my
your.
wizard.
Sorry.
And
Continue.
I'm playing as Hugh, who's ready to crash into a new friend.
I'm sorry, I only just saw your nickname as Morks.
Yeah, you can thank Jay for that.
uh, Wonderful. Okay. And with that, I think we begin. Hugh, where are you right now? What you doing, bud?
Hugh is currently, well, he's definitely not at home now. He's wandering town a bit. He's in Toontown. He's trying to find a library. He managed to ask a passerby just if they know any directions, and they were nice enough to hand him a map. So he's currently looking into that map and just walking in the direction he thinks the library was pointed out to him was. It's probably fine. He's walking.
It's probably fine. And I think what happens is you kind of arrive to the place you you think you're meeting this map correctly. You arrive, but none of these buildings look particularly like a library. You want to do a perception or investigation? Probably investigation. We're wizards here.
Investigation. Like, to be fair, Hugh is good at both investigation and perception, but in investigation wins.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a 15.
Okay. Yeah, none of these buildings particularly look like a library. The ones that have signs, nothing leaps out that says "Library be here." Kind of the
Like,
only. Mm-hmm.
uh, no, it's just, unfortunately, there's no convenience in saying library in this direction.
Yeah, nothing left like the arrows pointing and lights flashing. Maybe the only kind of notable thing here is you're not the only person who's stopped at this location. There's a little bit of foot traffic going around. You've stopped, you're looking around. There is another person who's stopped in place. And this toon is also looking around with a kind of stinky, confused expression on his face.
He confused and expression lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Well then, he's gonna walk after him and go, hi there. Are you lost as well?
Ah, I was about to say, did you want to roll sneak? Because I feel like
Oh,
this guy
okay.
isn't super paying attention.
Yeah, sure. Let's see. Let's see how well that goes. Okay, that's
And
a
I'll
+2
do a
to stealth.
perception for this guy. His attention is focused elsewhere, and perception for him is not good.
Oh dear.
Well,
Oh,
I say that.
that's
Oh. The gag works. The gag works. Congratulations.
amazing.
This guy jumps a mile in the air.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to surprise you. Are you okay? And this is extra funny.
He's like sort of half clutching at his chest, and he's like, please don't do that. Hello. Sorry, what did you need?
Sorry about that. And I'm going to add, this is extra hilarious because, like, Craigory's a good 6 feet. Then you got Hugh, who is less than 5 feet tall.
Listen,
The...
Hugh was below eye height.
Like, you'd think Craigory would learn to look like down below because most of his friends are fairly short.
Most of
Maybe
his
this will
friends are
help him
tiny.
learn.
Or
This is not going to change.
the the other solution, so far his friends are like below 3 feet, so we would have seen like Hugh's legs maybe, but still not connected that to a whole person. But yeah, congratulations, Hugh. You're talking to someone who looks like this. You know, as you said, tall Toon, taller than you. Uh, kind of mildly fancy lad, put together, glasses, and he adjusts those glasses. They've got knocked a bit askew. And he goes, "Did you say you were lost?"
Yeah, I am. And Craigory, as you look down and actually get a proper look at you see this. Well, he's not quite a kid, he's a teen, but still, short Toon, just a little scruffy, but he's doing alright. And yeah, yeah, I'm looking for the library around here. Have you been here before? Or are you lost like I am?
Uh, hmm. That's actually an extremely good question because, okay, there used to be a library here. And he gestures emphatically at a building, like he knows where he's pointing. He says, "It used to be right here. It was right here. Like 4 years ago, 3 years ago, it was right here. I don't know what happened. It was a big building. How would you replace? I mean, you can replace things pretty quickly if you put your mind to it here, but it was my favorite library."
Oh, admittedly, I only came to Toontown myself recently, and he was like looking where Craigory pointed very dramatically. Uh, but thing is, I asked someone else where one might find the library, and they pointed me here. They also gave me this map, and like Hugh is going to shove the map that he's holding towards Craigory.
Huh.
I thought I followed the directions correctly, but I guess not.
Okay. Yeah, Krager's gonna have a look at the map you've offered him. Let's see. Investigation. Yes! Thank God. Krager's inability to read maps continues. This is the third time he can't read maps.
I guess in the future, if they have to read a map, they'll have to ask you. But we'll see how soon the both of them realize this.
I'm so glad. I was hoping this would happen. Craigory does the thing where he like looks at it, he squints, and then he holds the map up really close to his face.
He's going to you're not holding it correctly. It's upside down, and he's going to like try and reach up, but he's just a bit too short. He's unable to right and up the map.
Okay. Craiger's gonna make a face like embarrassed, and he flips it over, and this only barely helps him. The writing's now legible, but everything else is a complete mystery.
To be fair, this is a map of Toontown. There is no way that it's a mess.
Twists and
Or
turns and
that
such,
it
but
isn't a mess.
he's like muttering to himself as he draws a finger down a street line, and he goes, "I don't know why this is so complicated. I lived here for like 5 years." Because, okay, if I started here, they're here. He leans down and just, I was like, okay, so when you followed this thing, where do you think we are?
He's going to point. I started here, and he points in the area where his apartment would be. Then I went here. He points to another part, not that far away, which is where like the nice person who gave him that map was. And then I went here, and he like his fingers go across a couple of lines towards where, and like eventually lands on where they are right now. And you see like a little bit of writing saying library right here.
Hmm. Well, and he looks up. There's nothing's changed. There's still no library. It's like, okay, I guess the map is out of date, but there's more than one library in Toontown. This is just the first one I went to because it's the closest to me. I know where the others are. Yeah,
Okay.
you wanna?
Do you think it's like? Do you think we could maybe we could use this map to help with finding them, or can you just go to them directly?
Uh, we better keep the map. I've been away. I've been away a long time, and
Okay.
clearly he like gestures widely around himself. Clearly, things have had the nerve to change.
I mean that's fair. Even back home, there have been like recently. There's been a lot of construction, so I and like Toontown's way bigger and way more chaotic, and he's going to think back to like some of the things he's seen here, like the infinite passageways. Just like, yeah, I can see how this place would change, definitely.
Yeah,
So,
and
like, shall we search together then? And Hugh is giving like Craigory this starry-eyed look, and like he's excited. Adventure time.
adventure time. Uh, yeah, Craigory hands the map back to Hugh. The map is Hugh's. It's like, yeah, kid. Library time. Uh, what's your name?
Oh, I'm Hugh Script. It's nice to meet you. Who are you?
Uh, he adjusts those glasses again. Craigory.
Okay. Should I roll insight?
You can.
Okay, Hugh. Well, Hugh's insight isn't so good, but it's still a +2. It's a 5.
Seems to
He.
track. I'm. I think I won't have Craigory do deception because he's not technically lying. That's his name. But you know, you don't pick up
Yeah.
anything else going on here.
Hugh is just trusting and is like, hey, new nice person. Cool, let's do this.
Fellow library nerd. Says his name's Craigory. All
Yeah.
tracks. Let's go. I think with that.
Shall we roll survival now?
Yes. Yeah, this is absolutely survival checks. I was so glad when I was thinking when I just realized, oh, we get to do one of those.
That's amazing. And tracks considering who has the map.
I think Craigory tries to go off one way, but like it's the wrong way according to the map, so you have to tug him.
Yeah, you just kind of see these two walking down the streets. Craigory tries to turn into one of the alleyways. Hugh then just like takes him by the arm sleeve and tugs him back on track. Like, wait, no, that leads into another infinite passageway. Trust me, the map says that.
And he's like, "Are you sure? I used to take this as a shortcut all the time."
It's like Hugh has this look of panic on his face, and I'm really sure.
Well, Craigory's not in a super rush. He's not gonna argue. He's the one with the map, and Craigory cannot read maps. So with that 15 in survival, I'd say you're doing pretty good. By Hugh's estimation, you guys are on track. So we could take this opportunity just to do talking, or we could try to get to our next library.
Yeah. It's he's going to ask then, like, so going to the library yourself, right? What are you looking into? Is there anything you like reading a lot?
Oh, I like reading lots of things. And Craigory kind of brightens up. Just like, interests kind of all over the place. It's, if there's a book, I'll probably read it. If it's on magic, even better. But, yeah, I am specifically looking into, like, sort of ink.
Ink.
Ink and
And
colors.
I'm going to. Huh. And Hugh is. Well, as soon as you mentioned magic, Craigory, Hugh is like. You notice Hugh gets starry eyes a bit. Do you want to roll insight for me?
What is your insight, Craigory? Not as bad as I thought.
How, how bad is it then? A 14. Well, with that, Craigory definitely notices Hugh, like, is both interested and excited at the prospect of magic, and you figure that Hugh must be a spellcaster too.
It's like, huh. Are you a wizard, Hugh? With my terrible impression. I'm sorry.
He's like, I am! That's actually why I was going to find the library myself. I was doing research. Um, I want to get better at magic, and there's like a lot of things I need to look into, like how to break curses and such, you know? And you said you're looking into ink and color? How come? And Hugh is just all excited.
Congratulations, they're each hyping each other up on their current projects. Wonderful.
This is adorable.
And Ger's like, yeah, I'm kind of chipping away at like a problem now. It's like, see, I have a theory. You know how some tunes they'll kind of like shift color a little, and I figure it's got to be something to do with character design, right? And probably like the actual ink in tunes, and he kind of gestures at himself as an example. A black and white tune, mind you, he does not change color.
Mm.
He is
And
entirely
Hugh is.
black and white, except for like a glove and the glasses.
And Hugh like nods with understanding, cause hey, he knows two color changing tunes even. Well, one's actually color changing, the other one like he brightens up literally when excited, but like he knows a little bit and he's super curious now. Hey, maybe this could help his friends.
Yeah, if he was mentioning that, Craigory's getting interested.
Hugh's actually Hugh's going to mention like I actually know two tunes like that, and like he nods along with whatever else Craigory says to like color theory and everything.
Yeah, I think Craigory's just on a roll with all the thoughts he's been having on this, because he's been having a few. And he goes like, so not to pry into your friends who do this, but like, uh, they can just do that. No, things seem normal on that end for them.
I mean, from what I can tell, it follows their emotions. Like when both like when one of them is really happy, I've noticed that his shading goes like bright yellow. You could say highlighter. And my other friend, like uh, his head just literally emits light and things. It's really nice actually.
Huh. Please know, Craigory in his
It's
head is picturing like a glow or lava lamp at that description. He has no notion of who you're talking
oh my.
about. He's just like, huh.
Like it's really pretty. I mean, it's not normal to see like you don't normally see flowers brighten up, but it's really pretty. I like it a lot.
Uh-huh.
And from what I can tell, it's like not done purposefully. It just follows their emotions, you know. Kind of like how when I get flustered, my hair fluffs up a whole lot, and Hugh's like going to gesture at himself a bit, and I'm wondering if I should like roll perception for this, Craigory.
Uh, all right. Rolling perception.
Like I either perception or insight, one of the two.
Well, they're both the same. A big old +0.
16, yeah, and Craig, you're gonna notice that Hugh's giggling.
Mm-hmm.
So giggling hair floof. I'm sure that's well enough known.
Yeah, he's run into it a few times in his life.
So yeah,
I think on that, do we want to arrive at our next location?
sounds good.
All right. Investigations all around. Let's see if we can spot a library.
Yeah, boy. Let's see how badly this goes. Oh my good. Oh my goodness. This is hilarious.
Craigory sees nothing. He looks through this library. He knows it's been here because he's also been here. He's been to most libraries in town at least once while he was living here, and he sees nothing that he remembers. Hugh, nat 20.
Oh my goodness. Hugh is on a roll. Literally. It's like Hugh is really good at perception, except for when he isn't.
So, knowing what we know, what does Hugh see with his nat 20 most seeing eyes?
Hugh looks at the map. He then looks at the surrounding buildings and he pinpoints that, yeah, we are exactly where we need to be, so the library should be right in front of him. And he's going to walk forwards to where he assumes the library door is, but yeah, he found the library, but apparently it's closed. Workers are on holiday, apparently.
Ugh. And Craig just makes like a long groan and drags his hand down his face. Like, okay, I did not expect this to be complicated.
Oh, yeah, and he's like just a bit disappointed, but hey, he doesn't blame them. It's not that far after Animus either. Like, it's not surprising that some people are still on holiday.
That's true. That's true. Hey, Hugh, guess what? With that
But
nat 20 you dropped, the library isn't the only thing you spot.
what does?
You see this
Oh
posted on a
my
nearby on a nearby wall.
Looks at that, and you see a dot above Hugh's head, and he's going to go over and like pull off the paper and just look at.
I think we need to do a perception to see if Craigory notices you doing this. And here's the other thing with because it's a nat 20, the disguise of the glasses doesn't work. Nat 20, you know this is the same person. That was just below the DC I set for myself. Craigory's still thinking about the library and how he should at this point be in a library.
It's like you see Hugh with the paper in his hands. He looks back. He looks at the paper. He looks back at Craigory and is like thinking, "Huh? Okay." I'm like, I've seen crimes against nature before, but not crimes against God. And he seemed really nice too. I mean, he seems nice enough. I won't judge him for it, but maybe I should just let him know about the wanted poster. And he was going to tug on Craigory's arms and just say, Craigory, I think you might want to look at this. And he just hands the wanted poster over.
Huh? Yeah, okay. Takes the paper, looks down. I think I'll do a performance just to see how badly he doesn't like this. And this is one of his bad rolls.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
Oh, that's...
well, he immediately makes a face. He stiffens. Makes a face like, you've handed it to him. He immediately crumples it up and stuffs it in the hammer space out of sight. Okay, he's stiffened up now. He's tense. He's like, not me, kid. And taps the glasses.
Hugh is, I'm going to say, with like as Craigory was stuffing the paper into his hammer space, Hugh just like has that anime sweat drop as he watches. And with this, it's not me, taps the glasses. Hugh is giving Craigory a deadpan look of just like, Hugh is pressing X to doubt. You know, I'm fairly sure that is you. And from what I can tell, you're actually not that bad. I'm not gonna judge, but I'd rather you tell me the truth. And like this time, Craigory, you're just like, you are getting a very deadpan look, and Hugh has crossed his arms by now.
Yeah, Craigory's sweating. He doesn't look like he's gonna bolt, but like he's, he feels kind of called out. He's like,
he should. Craigory is like, however old he is, he's currently getting a disappointed look from a 17-year-old.
And it's working.
Do you need some help?
No, I
mean,
don't.
The destruction of property isn't even that bad, but like, come on, overdue library books?
Wait. Overdue library books. He's actually gonna. He's gonna take that out again. Hammer space. Okay. He pulls it back out.
5.
Yeah. He gets it. He smooths it back out because he crumpled it. And he like runs through the laundry list: theft, destruction of property, breaking and entering, forgery. Yeah, those all track. Crimes against nature. Yeah, crimes against God. That's high and mighty. Evading arrest. Overdue library. Okay, he looks up. The overdue library books is a new one. Huh. And he has to think about this. I think that's what remembering things is like an intelligence roll, yeah?
Yeah, I'd say so.
He doesn't even comment on the jaywalking charge. And he's like, overdue library books. It's the first time I've been to a library since I've been back, but, Okay, I mentioned I've been away, right? Last time I left Toontown, it was sudden. It's definitely possible that when I did that, I still had library books out. Huh. Long memories.
Hugh is just looking up at Craigory like, oh, okay then. I guess this is what we're dealing with now. I do like that Craigory didn't even comment on the fact that Hugh's not actually that bothered by the property damage. You get the feeling he's dealt with a lot of property damage before, not even by himself, though also by himself, but from other people. Anyway, more importantly, yeah, over the library books, huh? I wonder what that means. Do you do you have any idea which books those could be, or do you just should we just try and find the upper library for now and then see what to do about it there?
Uh, I think we find another library, and Craigory's putting that list back into his hammer space. Yeah, let's find a library. Let's find a library that it exists in an open library. And it's been like 2 years, kid. I have no idea which books I had out. To be honest, I don't know where they
Okay
are.
then. Can I roll insight to that one?
Mm-hmm.
Because as the player, I think I might have an idea where they are, but Hugh doesn't. So
Okay, roll insight.
that's a 7. Oh my goodness, this kid's too trusting. Oh well. He buys it in its entirety. He's like, well, okay, nothing for it. I guess it's I guess it's not the first time he's befriended the criminal, but at least this one's less dangerous than the last one.
Oh boy, what an
Onwards to that
ominous statement.
library.
Yeah, survival checks. God.
Oh my goodness. You please do not fail us now.
It's better.
And that is a 12.
Craigory's not had a good roll all day. Bless this man.
I'm gonna say, at this point, after the whole criminal talk and Hugh having a moment of, okay, I guess we're doing this again, and they're probably now getting to a more complicated and jumbled part of town, so Hugh's having a harder time reading the map, but okay, they're going onwards.
Yeah, Craigory is attempting to help. It's like ostensibly he knows Toontown, supposedly. Supposedly.
Supposedly, yes. I mean, Hugh's not gonna judge. Who knows how a place might change in 3 years? And this is Einquell, Toon's man.
Yeah, and Craigory is just like, he's a kind of think out loud person. He's looking around, he's muttering to himself. He's like, okay, so, okay, that corner still has the candy shop, and see, yeah, there's the artisanal donuts, so it should be 2 blocks to the right and straight on to Morning. Man.
And he's actually going to look to the side, and it's like, huh, donuts?
Oh, yeah.
Craigory, roll perception. That's a 10. Okay, you don't really notice that much. Just you realize Hugh looks a bit hopeful at the donuts, but then doesn't say anything. Goes back to the map, better go back to this. Yeah.
I was half expecting Hugh to just wander off and Craigory not to notice.
Oh, you know what? Roll me perception again.
Dear Lord. Yes!
That's a 4! Hugh go after hearing the donuts, and it's like, ooh. Hugh looks back at the map and then has a eureka moment of, okay, this should be where we go. And he's gonna walk forwards. And because he's not a tall toon, he's quite small actually. You do not see him anymore, Craigory. You have lost him in the crowd.
Yeah, it takes a solid moment for Craig to realize this. He looks down beside himself to ask Hugh a question and realizes he's not there. He looks on the other side. Hugh's not there. Does a 360 spin. Where the hell is the kid? He's lost a child. He's lost a child.
For shame.
And he's just standing there. Oh no.
So, meanwhile, Hugh isn't very worried. He's probably wandered forward a bit and has a moment of looking up at. Oh wait, I lost the adult. Okay, well, what's the best way to go about this? And like Hugh is not really worried at all. He's like he shouldn't be that far. Let's see, what would be good to roll for this? You think I should try for survival or perception to see whether he realizes where Craigory is?
Whichever role you think is better. Or more entertaining.
I'll go. Oh, to be fair, they're both a +2. I'll say it's survival though, because it's funnier. That's a 7.
So how does he try to find
Hugh figures, okay, well, I mean, we were walking together. If I go back the way I came, this should be fine, right? And he's going to turn around and start walking back, except, oh, whoops, that's a lot of people, and he's a bit, or rather a lot more lost now. Probably in one of the side alleyways.
Dear God. Oh.
Craigory, how are you doing?
He's also rolling survival because, his survival isn't actually very good statistically, but he's been using it a lot in the last couple of years. He's been using it a lot because he's been living in the literal wilderness. Survival checks are all about it there. So when Craigory has been lost in the woods before, and this was drilled into him from when he was small as well, you get to a high point. So he's going to look around. We'll see how he does at that. All right, an 11. He picks out a nearby, street lamp. And he's going to climb it a bit. He, gets up on the concrete base at least so he can, boost himself up higher than his 6 feet, take a look around. He can definitely see more. But with that, he does not see Hugh.
Probably because Hugh is now, in one of the alleyways. And there's probably just a whole bunch of people. Hugh can't really get out either. So.
God. Okay. We're making this, turn-based locate the other now. What does Hugh want to do to try and fix this?
He's a bit stuck in the alley. That's too many people. I'm gonna take a look if there's a spell he could use or if he's just going to try and find his own high point to climb up on. Well, let's see. I actually have something. Hugh has the spell Find Familiar. So he's gonna cast that. Hugh is going to cast Find Familiar, and do you think I need to roll anything or this is good?
I'm not familiar with the spell, but I think you should. It sounds like something you should be able to just do. Because you're not casting it on anyone. No one needs to resist anything.
Yeah. And with this spell, if anyone would be looking into the alleyway, you see briefly just a dark blue spell circle appear around Hugh, and into existence poofs like a little mechanical eye.
Oh.
And it immediately bonks Hugh in the face in greeting. And that is one of Hugh's Eyes of Script, which is kind of a family spell. But he knows it, and effectively, like this little eye he's summoned, its nickname is Rishi, by the way, can be treated like an owl familiar. So he's going, like, after giving Rishi a bit of a hug and saying hi, he's going to ask for her to try and find Craigory.
All right.
So Rishi is going to fly above the crowd and like just look around. I'll say that's perception then.
Yeah. The good news is,
Shall
I'd say with advantage because Craigory's still like he's above most of the crowd because he's standing on something. Should be easier to pick out. Dice willing.
Okay. Yeah, boy. Okay, D20 plus 5 because he's actually decent.
Woo!
Okay,
I
don't
that's a crit
even
off
need
the
the
bat.
advantage. Yeah. Rishi looks around, sees, oh, that's the gangly wizard that, like, like, that he's talking about, and Rishi's going to numerate on over to Craigory. And like probably going to give Hugh this information, though he's now kind of stuck with the fact that he still can't get out of the alleyway. There's still too many people. He's trapped. Craigory, you see a mechanical eye flying right towards you. What do you do?
He startles. He doesn't know what this is. It looks vaguely menacing to his eyes. He doesn't know what the hell this thing is. So I think he startles and jumps off his vantage point. It's just like backing up.
You have this like eye slowly coming over to him until it's just like floating in front of his face. Rishi's trying to be friendly, but I bet in Craigory's eyes he's just like seeing the menacing.
Listen, it's a giant floating eye. And he hasn't attacked. He's just like, okay, this is new. Who do you work for?
And Rishi is now going to just like fly in circles around Craigory's head, and then like go towards the direction that the alleyway he's stuck in is.
You know, in Craigory's mind, this is still sus as hell, but here's the thing. He also has a complete and noted history of being terrible at street smarts and not being taken to secondary locations. So terminal curiosity. He follows, but he doesn't have the best feeling about this. But like he's made this exact kind of stupid decision before.
Thankfully, this is only Hugh's familiar, so you're going to get over. So you're, instead of going to some empty alleyway that is really suspicious and is probably a place you get shanked, now you get over to a much more crowded place. And you see one alleyway is completely blocked, and this very mysterious mechanical eye like gives you a look and then flies over and roll me perception. Craigory, please roll me perception. That's an 11. Okay, well that's high enough. You hear a voice go, "Ah, Rishi," as presumably someone gets bonked on the head a bit. You recognize
Hugh?
that voice. Craigory and like Hugh is going to yell, and Hugh is jumping and waving his arms, but you cannot see him. Too many people.
He like maybe catches a fingertip.
Yeah, you can see a bit of Hugh's glove, and like now Rishi is just kind of presumably above Hugh and just flying around in a circle. Like, yes, beacon over here. Please pick up the child.
All right, child located. Things are turning out better than he was initially thinking, but there's like a wall of people just moving here. And now he's got to think. So he doesn't want to blast through them. He doesn't think that's warranted. He's thinking about spells. Or,
Actually, Hugh does have a spell that could help him with this, but I forgot about it, so I'm going to say you didn't think of it at this moment either.
All right, Craigory's going to try
Misty
something
Step,
first.
by the way.
Hey.
Okay.
Misty Step does it, so. I think what Craig's going to do is, what would this roll be? You know what? He's never, ever done well on this. Not ever. But he's going to try an intimidation.
Oh my goodness.
With that whole -2 modifier, he like just raises his voice and yells at the crowd. And I mean, this could be deception too, but it's the exact same modifier.
Oh my goodness, 11.
And just yells, "No, I haven't rolled it yet. I'm going to yell it, then roll it."
Oh.
He yells,
"My goodness.
Hey, make room. My kid's in there." That's a hero! He yells it and nobody acknowledges him. Nobody hears him. I'm not even sure Hugh heard him.
Yeah, Hugh heard Craigory vaguely say something, though he did not hear Craigory call him his child, unfortunately, but there's always later for that, I suppose.
Okay. Yeah, that's
oh my
that's
goodness,
all Craigory's gonna
zero,
do.
Though. Hugh can hear Craigory's trying to yell and like get people to move, but it isn't going well. He's going to think back over to what he does know. He knows a lot of DPS spells, because, well, that's what he's good at. And then he realizes, oh, wait, I do have a way out of here. And Hugh is going to go ahead and cast Misty Step. I guess I can just say that Hugh casts it then, and briefly there's just you can see what seems like storm clouds appear near him, and then Hugh teleports, and Craigory, you have a child falling into your arms.
Oh, he just drops from the sky?
he can't see who's where. He doesn't want to teleport into someone, so he'll just teleport near Craigory.
Okay. Alright, so just appearing beside him, just pop.
Yeah.
Okay. For the gag, let's do a perception. Nat 20. You pop, He jumps a little, but I think with a nat 20 even, he saw you coming, actually. So you appear.
Can I say, do you want to roll dexterity to see whether Craigory catches Hugh as he
Yes.
falls a bit?
Absolutely.
A 13. I'd say, Craigory, you fumble a bit and you almost fall over yourself, but you have caught the child. Congrats.
Obtained a child. Obtained a teen.
It's you hear the Final Fantasy victory fanfare while Hugh's familiar flies around these two a bit.
Yeah, he's like,
and
welcome back, kid. Neat. Familiar? Is that familiar?
Yeah, thank you. And I'm going to say Hugh is hugging Craigory at this point, if Craigory is still holding him. Or not, but yeah, I'd say Hugh's hugging Craigory at this point, and it's just ooh, yeah, misjudged that teleport a bit. But I know, find familiar. This is Rishi. And Rishi is now going to bob a bit.
Hi, Rishi. He's
just
gonna wave.
Just kind of as a hello.
Yeah, he's gonna wave with one hand and sort of pat Hugh's head with the other.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah. He's like, okay.
It's you have acquired another child, Craigory.
The count currently sits at 2. and
I think with that, though, Hugh is going to thank Rishi and hug her a bit, and she's going to go. He's going to dispel her, or Rishi's gonna go back to vibing wherever familiars vibe. While they aren't being called for, and unless there's something else you want to do, these two can set back off to trying to find that library.
I think that was a good segue. I think it's library time. So, one last survival check from these
Let's
two.
see how this goes. Well,
he's improving. The more he sees the map, the more he thinks he can kind of grok what's going on here.
And that is a nat 20. Hugh continues to read the map perfectly, and ta-da! They're in front of the last library.
And yeah, it sure is a library, and I think this library is even actually open. The doors are not blocked. It's a library.
We made it! And Hugh is going to take Craigory by the hand and just excitedly go over there.
And yeah, he's following. Craigory's excited too. He lets them. They're heading up to the library. Hoo boy. And I think as they come up and enter the doors, there is a library guard. Because libraries are hardcore in Inkwell. Guard just holds up a hand. Goes, hold up. Library cards.
Oh, what's a library card? And Hugh is looking in curiosity.
And Guard's just listen, he's new in town. I got one. Rolling that hammer space. Yeah, he pulls out a library card, which it's out of date. This is a very teenage-faced little wizard on it. Looks younger than Hugh.
Hugh's age, huh? Oh,
I would say even younger. This is a boy. And yeah, the guard takes that library card and looks at it, and something on him immediately beeps. He goes, nope, can't let you in. Says here you've got overdue library books by like 2.5 years. Kid, if you want a library card, you go into the front desk, they just give you one. So he opens the door for Hugh.
Okay. Hugh is actually going to wait though, cause he went all this way with Craigory. Like he's not just gonna leave him, and he's like standing there a bit conflicted. Like, can't he take his new friend with him in there?
Greg's just like, yeah, about that. Listen, I don't know where they are. And like the guard is silent. And the guard is silent, and Craigory's getting more uncomfortable by the minute and fiddling with this guy. Just like,
You need to walk over and like hold Craigory's hand in support.
Which hand? Out of curiosity. Left or right?
I guess whichever is closer.
I'll just say it's the right.
Okay.
You hold that hand. It's good solidarity. You can roll a perception if you like.
Okay. Let's see how well this goes. And that is a 14.
You give that hand like a squeeze, I think, and it feels kind of weird. It's like Craigory's hand gives a little under the pressure. Sort of like if you... It gives a little under the pressure. And
Hugh is like just a little bit sus. He's like thinking, is this a prosthetic? Like, what do you call it? Sorry, I swear I can word.
I mean, you kind of say, like, prosthetic could be a good guess.
Yeah. As the player, I have another idea. But, yeah, Hugh on his side doesn't know about a certain jelly fiasco, so, he just thinks it might be a prosthetic.
Yeah. And Craigory's going to try and do a persuasion, which he's also terrible at.
My goodness.
God.
That's it too.
God. It's like, listen, if I can go in, I can talk this out with the librarians and figure this out. Because
Hugh.
Listen, some of them might know me. Which may be a good or a bad thing.
I'm going to say that... I'm going to say that Hugh will do persuasion too. That's a 10.
I'm gonna give...
He's like...
Yeah. Go for it.
Okay, just like Hugh is like... Hugh is like saying, please sir, I can make sure he doesn't run off or anything. I'll take him with me.
And I think what the guard's going to do is, he goes, look, I'll call a librarian out here, but they're not going to like it. And I guess he taps a button on the, whole technology I've established library guards apparently have on them. Libraries are intense. And it's very efficient.
Isn't there a library dungeon in Einquell?
Yeah, all libraries are equipped with library dungeons. Craigory is also very familiar with this.
Oh goodness, Hugh is not. Hugh is going to have an adventure learning about this.
Once he gets access to libraries, he'll probably learn at some point. But it's
Yeah.
very efficient. Less than a minute later, yeah, door opens and a librarian steps out. And right now, I think just for expediency, Craigory kind of winces and goes, "Hey, Martha," and tries for a winsome smile. This was probably not the librarian he was hoping for. And I think Martha just squints at him. And she doesn't say anything.
Hugh is just...
Yeah, what's Hugh gonna do?
He doesn't say anything either. He's like just watching. This really isn't anything he can say any more in, though. Like he is like holding Craigory's hand and doing his best as moral support.
Craig's just like, "So I know it's been a while. You may not remember me." And Martha, I think, just goes, No, I remember. You're Craigory Danthew. Hello, so nice of you to show up. Where are those books?
Oh my goodness.
Like, Martha, listen, I swear to God it's different this time because I was away. I don't know where they are. It was a last minute, spur of the moment running kind of deal, so they're probably at my aunt's place. Listen, I swear to God, I will look for them. Would you just please let my friend in? He like points at Hugh.
Hugh's going to wave a little bit, but ask, like, is there anything Craigory can do to come in as well? Cause he really helped out in helping me find this library at all. Like, I don't know, is there a fee he needs to pay? Like, just buy the book technically?
Yeah, yes, he could do that. And Martha kind of sighs. Truthfully, we've already replaced the books. Because it's been 2 years. But yes, this could be forgiven for a small fee. Supporting your local library as you do. Did you say you couldn't find a library?
Yeah, I just came into Toontown a couple of weeks back, actually, and I was ill for a chunk of that, so today's actually the first day I went out on a library hunt. And Hugh's like going to just kind of rub the back of his head.
Well, and she turns to Craigory. You wouldn't have had as hard a time if you just returned your books, but how's about this? Pinky promise repayment, and come on in. And yeah, Craigory's fine with this, honestly. He does freehand holds out a pinky. And they make this most solemn oath of tunes. And the doors swing
like
open.
looking proudly to the side. Yay! It's like Hugh is looking proudly to the side, like, yeah, problem solved.
Problem solved. We have solved our library puzzle. So that is like the end of like the plot. Is there anything else we want to do or wrap up?
Honestly, at this point, I imagine that like with the doors open, Hugh is then just gonna tug on Craigory's hand, and it's like time to dive into the books and have a fun time reading.
Study buddies.
Yeah. And Craigory, you have now acquired a friend and a child. Congrats.
Wow, it's that easy? Yes, Craigory, it can be that easy. And with that, is that
That
how
was
we're fading out?
adorable.
Yeah, that was great. So yeah, wonderful. Thank you, Morski.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I had a lot of fun with this. I guess that's a good place to end it, though. So,
Yep.
Thanks for having me once more, and this was a lovely FPS.
It was. I had
Later,
fun.
everyone.
Goodbye.